Hey, what the heck is the matter with you, huh? Why were you hanging around one of our important clients? I mean, really, just who do you think you are acting that way, huh? You really have some nerve coming around here and trying to talk to my clients like that.
Hello, Paula. I have to say, I didn't expect to run into you. In fact, I was hoping that the last time that I saw you was the last time that you and I would ever have the displeasure on interacting ever again.
I know, right? The last time I saw you was at a high school graduation about 10 years ago. Who knew I would bump into you again like that? And at my workplace, out of all places. But I guess that you were always in my shadow, skulking around even back then. So I guess it's safe to say that not all much has even changed for you since we last ran into each other. Isn't that right?
Yep. I was definitely surprised, to say the least. I really thought that I had seen the last of you. But I guess it's good to know that you're still the same condescending bully that you were all those years ago, even now. But I guess the world is funny like that. I would have never thought to run into you at my husband's company of all places.
Wait, what? Your husband's company? What are you talking about? I didn't know that you got married, and are you really trying to tell me that you're married to the man who owns the company that I work at?
Well, I actually got married last year, and the man I got married to owns the company you saw me at. So, I guess if you're saying that's where you work, then I suppose that is exactly what I'm telling you. In fact, he told me that he had forgotten some important documents at home, so I was just dropping those off. I wasn't trying to make a scene or bother anyone, just running a little errand for him is all. I guess that his secretary was sick and called out, so he didn't have anybody else that he could ask, but I'm more than happy to help him out when I can. It really is the least that I can do for him.
No, this can't be right. You've got to be lying. I mean, are you actually telling me that you're married to the company president? I don't even know what to think about this. This is just outrageous. No way is this actually true. It just can't. And just any company president, but the company of one of our most valuable partners? How in the world did someone like you manage that?
First of all, I would like to remind you that I am also a representative of this company as well. So I would just be a little bit more careful about the way that you talk to me. I assume that if you understand the position that I'm in, that you wouldn't want to go risk ruining your reputation by trying to attack mine. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you right now?
So then, you really help out your husband with all of his businesses? I mean, you're really not lying to me at all about any of what you just said. You really are married to the head of this company and you help him with all his work all of the time?
I mean, I don't know if I would say that I'm doing that all the time. It's not something I try and fully up my schedule with. The work that I can do for the company I usually do when he asks of it of me, but I normally stay at home and take care of our family. It's only now that then he asked me to run an errand like this for him. So there aren't actually many days when I'm really going into the office. Like I said, I prefer to stay at home, doing my own thing and spending time with my family while my husband is away. I actually just happened to be in there at the same time that you happened to show up. So it really is just a coincidence that we ran into each other.
I see. Well, you certainly haven't changed, haven't you? You aren't that little crybaby that wouldn't stop yelling after she found out I stole her boyfriend from her. Instead, you're an uppity snob who thinks they're better than me because of who their husband is. I really can't believe that you're going to try and just ride on the coattails of some man because you weren't successful enough to make something out of your own life.
Do you really think I've changed that much since back then? I really don't know. I mean, I would like to think that I have changed in all of those years, but I guess it's always nice to get some outside perspective. Of course, I do remember how much it hurt me when I found out what you had done. Even though I've moved on, that's still a painful memory that my brain will choose to show me when I can't go to sleep late at night for no reason. So yes, perhaps I have grown up and matured from this just a little. At least I don't have the same personality that I had in high school, and at least I'm not cruel like you. And I guess I learned that there are a lot of fish in the sea, so it wasn't really worth crying over a guy who cheated on me anyways.
You really must think that the world revolves all around you now, huh? You really have changed. You're not the shy little loser that you have used to be, I'll give you that much. But it's obvious to me that you've let who you married to go straight to your head and think that it gives you the right to talk down to the rest of us like you're royalty and we're all just lowly peasants here to serve you. After all, I remember even after I stole your boyfriend, you still had the guts to show your ugly face in school day after that. Oh man, I'm actually starting to crack up laughing just thinking about how we used to be back then. You were really such a loser, and I know that deep down, you're still the exact same loser that you've always been.
That's fine. If you think it's funny, you should laugh. After all, it's all behind us now. Or at least it is for me. It seems to me like you're still stuck in the past in a lot of ways, Paula. But I'm afraid that your petty bullying just isn't going to work on me anymore. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I know that I've changed, but it seems like you've stayed the same. Or maybe you've only gotten worse.
You really are such a bore now, do you know that? But you're right. The past is the past, and I need to be thinking about what to do next.
What to do next? What do you mean by that? Is that supposed to be some kind of threat? Because I'll be honest with you, I really don't want there to be a next time at all. In fact, if it were up to me, I wouldn't even be carrying on this text conversation, which you seem to insist on dragging out like this.
Well, I just wonder how you react if I stole your husband like I stole your boyfriend. That would just really crush you.
Are you serious? I mean, really, how are you, an adult, and acting like this? It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Even if you were still going to be a jerk to me, why do you have to be so immature?
Of course I am. I've made up my mind, and I know what I have to do. So you can kiss your little marriage goodbye. I'm going to steal your husband and turn you back into that crying, scared little girl you were in high school. Then you'll be so crushed that you'll think twice about trying to get with a guy above your post. You might think that you're safe, but you're not. I know that deep down you're still the same insecure little loser that you've always been, and that you'll never be able to do better than me in life. You might have pulled ahead with this little fluke, but it's nothing.
I really can't believe you that you're actually telling me all of this. I mean, even if I believe that you were going to do something like this, I don't get why you're just telling me your plan.
Oh, come on. Did you really think you were going to get your happily ever after with this guy? That's just a novice. Besides, if any deserve that kind of life, it's me. You may have fallen in with this guy by chance, but when it comes to stealing men away from their partners, no one is better than me. And then once I've made your husband mine, I'll be the wife of the company president.
Hey, Angela. I just wanted to thank you again for your help today. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't brought in those documents.
I'm just glad I was able to be of some help to you today. It really wasn't that difficult at all for me. You know, I'm always happy to be there. It had been so long since the last time I was in there that I had forgotten how big the building and how many people are actually working there. It reminds me of a train station or something sometimes. I always get so nervous walking through those big entrance doors. I do sometimes forget just how big your office building is.
Well, you know that we're actually working on an expansion project right now, right? By the way, who was it you were talking to in the office today? Did you run into someone that you knew or something like that? It just seemed like the two of you knew each other, and I don't think I remember seeing you shake hands or anything like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was actually a girl I used to go to high school with. Although I think you should know that I didn't say that she was a friend. In fact, if anything, she was a horrible bully to me. Apparently, she is working with a company that you partner with. I mean, when I learned that, it was like the stars had aligned in the worst way possible.
Oh, I see. Well, wow, what a coincidence. Sometimes the world's just a little too small, don't you think? Seems like you guys had quite a bit to talk about. But anyways, I'd love to hear about your day. How about I take you out to dinner to say thanks for helping me out? I'd really appreciate it if you could let me do this for you. I feel like it's been so long since you and I were able to go on a nice quiet date by ourselves. Plus that way you can tell me all about this woman who you ran into and what you two were like in high school together.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Chris. And as for that woman, I'll be happy if I never see her again. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure if I would want to even talk about her. I just have so many horrible memories associated with her at this point.
Wow, so things between you must have been really, really bad then, right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to push or anything like that. It's just that I don't think that you've ever mentioned this person to me. Of course, I don't want to pry if you really don't want to talk about her at all, but now I just feel like I want to know all the more.
But I have told you about her before, don't you remember? I had mentioned her to you before. She was the girl from high school who stole my boyfriend from me. I had really hoped that I would never have to deal with her again. Until today, that is.
You mean that was her? So what I thought was you having a friendly conversation was really... Wow. Well, I guess I really just didn't think that I'd ever hear about that woman ever again either. I don't really know what to say at all right now. What a crazy coincidence.
That's right. I've done my best to avoid her ever since we graduated. I was not expecting to run into her at all. But when I did, I guess I just kind of froze up. Anyways, I ended up mentioning to her that you and I were married.
Oh, wow. I'm really sorry that happened then. And to think that you wouldn't have managed to avoid her if I hadn't asked that favor of you.
You really don't need to blame yourself. After all, I'm not the person I was back then, and I'm so happy to be married to you. But I just think that you should be careful, okay? Because apparently Paula decided to make you her next target.
Her next target? What does that mean? Why should I be careful?
Well, she threatened to try and steal you from me like she did with my boyfriend in high school. I guess she wants to take my place as the wife of the company president.
What? Are you serious? What is this lady's deal?
That is what I'm saying. This is why I was trying to avoid her for this long. If she hasn't improved at all since high school, then I think it's fair to say that she's only gotten worse.
I mean, it's one thing to pull that kind of thing in high school, but we're all adults now. And she works for a company that we partner with? What is she thinking trying to get with a married man like me? That's just so stupid. I mean, does she not realize the effect that trying something like that could have on her career over there?
I don't really think that she is that kind of person to think before she speaks, but I also doubt that she would change her mind once she's announced that she's going to do something. That's why I'm telling you to be careful.
Right. Well, I guess I'll keep my eye out for her and try to stay away. Thank you so much for warning me about this. I really don't want to get sucked into any of this lady's scheme, so I'll be careful.
Just thought you should know that your husband is all mine now, so be a good girl and let me marry your company president husband. I already have the divorce paperwork all drawn up, so let's not drag this out, okay?
What in the world are you talking about this time?
You'd find out soon enough, so I'm just telling you now. I have stolen your husband, and now he's obsessed with me. Of course, I'm not all that surprised that a man like him would see the value in being with a woman like me.
Literally, what in the world are you talking about, Paula? I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Remember how I told you I was going to steal your husband? Well, I've gone and done it. And now we're going to get married and I'll be the wife of the company president.
Are you sure that you've gone and done it? Because I don't think you have. In fact, I know that my husband would never ever betray me like that, so please be serious with me.
If you don't want to believe me, then that's your fault. But it's the truth. Your husband is head over heels in love with me, and as proof, he even invited me out for a lovely dinner date last night. So what do you think about that?
You're telling me that my husband invited you out on a date? And you really think that I'm just going to believe that something like that would ever in a million years actually happen?
That's right! I had tried sending him so many messages and emails, and he never got back to me at all. So I decided it would be the best to talk to him face to face. I went into the building to go to his office, and we ended up riding the same elevator by chance. I took that chance to tell him who I was and confess my feelings for him.
You confessed your feelings to my husband? Are you serious? You really need to get your head checked if you think that's even remotely okay to do.
That's right. And then he said that he liked my passion and invited me to a lovely restaurant with a view of the city. That means that he likes me back. And that's why, I'm so sorry to say, but the two of us are going to spend one hot night together. As for you, well, you can just enjoy a lonely night at home all by yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about, but my husband is not going on any date with you. I can guarantee you that as his wife right now. And I certainly don't think he said anything to express that he had feelings for you. I am sure that you were just reading way into whatever he was trying to say and get out talking with you. So, I'm still not quite sure why you think that you've successfully stolen him from me. It sounded to me like all you've really done is humiliate yourself in front of him. If he had even invited you to dinner, I wouldn't read too much into that either. Like I said, I'm sure that he was just saying whatever he thought would make you leave him.
You really just don't understand anything at all, do you? Why would a man invite someone other than his wife out for dinner? Obviously, it's because he's much more attracted to that woman than he is his own wife.
Are you serious? I mean, really, please tell me that you're not serious about that. Are you even reading what you're sending to me? Do you actually believe any of what you're saying at all?
Of course, the only reason a man would go out to eat with a woman who wasn't his wife is as if he wasn't trying to have an affair with her. Sure, he might understand that others might see doing something like that as a taboo, but the fact that he invited me proves just how much he really likes me. And if he likes me enough to go on a public date with me, then you and him are as good as done. He doesn't like you anymore. We're going to get married, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so, just like I stole your boyfriend in high school, now I've stolen your company president husband. So why don't you start crying already, you loser?
The only crying that's happening is out of laughter. My husband and I are both cracking up at these.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean that he's laughing? I don't understand what you're trying to get at with this. This doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean that we're laughing so much that tears are streaming down our faces. It hurts to laugh. Oh man, we were actually laughing so hard. I think I just pulled something. This is just too funny. I told you that you were just embarrassing yourself this whole time.
Now hold on just one moment. What do you mean that your husband is there with you? That also doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing of what you're saying is adding up.
Of course he is. The office is closed today and he didn't have anything in his schedule book. We just ordered pizza and have been staying at home basically all day.
Wait, but then I don't get it. Why is he choosing to have dinner with you and not me? He told me that he was going to take me out to an amazing restaurant with a view of the city. It's only a little longer until time when him and I were supposed to meet. He's not really going to ditch me, is he?
You really need to wake up and live in reality with the rest of us. I never once said that I was going out to dinner with you.
Wait a second. Is this Mr. Masterson?
That's right, and I must say I was blown away by our interaction in the elevator. I mean, you basically cornered me and refused to let me off until I agreed to what you were saying. Do you really think that that's appropriate behavior at work? Do you treat other coworkers that way? You forced me to ask you out to dinner, but I was never actually going to go through with that, and if you really thought that I was going to go out with you after that, then I think you've got more issues than you think.
Wait a second. I don't get it. I thought that you were asking me out because you liked me. I thought that you were really wanting to take me out. This was supposed to be my one and big shot with you.
I only asked you out because I wanted to get off the damn elevator. I had a very important conference call that I was trying to make, and I wasn't gonna let you hold me up.
But, I mean, this can't be right. There has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be happening to me. I can't lose to Angela. I'm always supposed to win.
It wasn't right. I don't even remember what time I said we'd meet or where. I mean, didn't you think that was a pretty big sign that I was just saying what I needed to in order to get out of there?
That can't be right. You said that you were going to meet me in an hour. You promised me. I was getting ready for our date.
Well, okay then, wait an hour and see if I show up anywhere. Just don't be surprised if your boss shows up instead of me.
My boss? What are you talking about? Why would he be there? I don't understand what's going on here at all.
I know that I said that I'd think of a place with a good view of the city, but I certainly didn't say I'd make a reservation. Anyways, the place I had in mind was your boss's office. He has quite a good view of the city at night, right?
My boss's office? What are you talking about? Wait a second. My boss's car just pulled up. What the heck is going on here? I thought that you were obsessed with me, and that's why you wanted to go out on a date with me, right? I thought that you were trading Angela in for me.
Why in the world would I ever want to be with someone like you? Especially when I'm already in a happy, loving marriage with my wife. You spammed my email with all kinds of crazy messages and cornered me in an elevator in my own company. You can bet that I showed your boss all those emails and the security footage of the elevator. He's the one who suggested speaking with you.
Did you really just said that? Why would you do this to me?
I was willing to overlook the emails, to be honest with you, but I didn't think that you'd actually try and confront me face to face. And I figured that if I was going to be dealing with someone willing to do that I'd need to bring in some extra support.
So that's why you went and told my boss about what I was doing? I thought that we were going to keep our love private at first. How could you go and get my boss involved in what was supposed to happen between you and I?
You still just don't get it at all, do you? I'm the president of a company that's very important to the survival of your company. Did you really think anything positive was going to come out of harassing me like you did?
But, I mean, I didn't think I was harassing you.
If you really didn't think that was harassment, then you're only making me feel better about involving your boss. In fact, we were going to try and handle this during work hours, but I told him about this business with the elevator and fake date, and he agreed to talk to you now.
This can't be happening. Things weren't supposed to go this way. Please, you have to help me. Can't we just calm down and talk about this? Surely you must see how much prettier I am than Angela, right? I'm much more suited to be the wife of the company president.
If anyone needs to calm down and think things through, it's you. Besides, why would I want to be with you again after all of this time?
Be with me again? What are you talking about?
You really don't remember? We used to date in high school. We had actually been dating about a year before you left me. In fact, I remember the day that you left me because it was actually the day you told me you were with Angela's ex-boyfriend. Well, anyway, it turns out that Angela and I were in some after-school clubs together, and that experience helped push us closer.
Wait a second, you mean you're Chris? From high school?
Ding, ding, ding! I had actually completely forgotten about you until Angela brought you up. It took a while for it all to come back to me, but if you thought that someone like you could ever replace Angela, you're crazy. I mean, do you really think that adults act like that? We're not in school anymore, and you need to realize that.
But what's going on? I had no idea that you owned your own company. You're so different to how you used to be.
Well, I don't know what to tell you except that people change over time. I'd like to think that most people improve, but you've shown me it's possible for people to only get worse as well. Anyways, I don't want to keep your boss waiting any longer than he needs to. And while you deal with whatever consequences he's thought up for you, I'm going to enjoy a lovely, quiet night in with my wife. Have a nice life, Paula.
After that, Chris was informed by Angela's boss that after their discussion, he had decided to let her go. What happened next really shocked me. It turns out that Angela was actually carrying on an affair with her boss and that his wife was quite suspicious. The wife hired a PI to uncover more about her husband's affair and found out about him and Paula. Then, she sued the both of them for their affair. Meanwhile, other of Angela's affairs came to light and lawsuits from upset spouses began to pour in. In the end, Paula was buried in legal debts that she couldn't afford and lacked the income to pay them off. She quickly started working on some part-time jobs and moved into a tiny apartment where she can afford to make payments on her debts. Paula thought that as an adult she could act the way she did when she was nothing but a high school bully. She may have gotten away with it for a little, but her luck was about to run out. Ever since then, Paula has been too busy to ever try and bother us again. But that works just fine for Chris and I.